Slammiversary XII was a professional wrestling pay-per-view event produced by the Total Nonstop Action Wrestling promotion. It took place on June 15, 2014 at the College Park Center in Arlington, Texas, and was the 12th anniversary celebration for TNA, the 10th event in the Slammiversary chronology, and the 3rd event in the 2014 TNA PPV schedule. Slammiversary XII was the last TNA pay-per-view to use the four-sided ring. 9 professional wrestling matches were featured on the card. The main event consisted of Erichs defeating Bobby Lashley and Aries to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship after both men won their respective matches to qualify for the main event due to MVP being injured and in no condition to compete. The second main event saw Ethan Carter III overcoming Bully Ray in a Texas death match. The event also featured an appearance from the Von Erichs and an appearance from some of the NFL's Dallas Cowboys. Kurt Angle made his return to announce the next TNA Hall of Fame inductee. Storylines. Slammiversary featured professional wrestling matches involving different wrestlers from pre-existing scripted feuds and storylines. Wrestlers portrayed villains, heroes, or less distinguishable characters in the scripted events that built tension and culminated in a wrestling match or series of matches. On the May 8, 2014 episode of Impact Wrestling broadcast, Erichs and Bobby Roode agreed to have a rematch, but TNA Director of Operations MVP declined the match and promised World Heavyweight Champion Erichs that he would reveal his opponent at June's Slammiversary event. MVP revealed himself as the opponent, which was shown when he attacked the champion. On May 15, Young challenged MVP for a match, which he agreed, but was disqualified when Kenny King attacked Young. Bobby Lashley pretended to help Young but he speared him. On May 22, MVP, King, and Lashley explained their actions. MVP wanted the world title, which would give him complete power in TNA. The new group began targeting wrestlers including Young, Aries, and the Wolves. On May 29, MVP and his associates beat up Bully Ray, but the Wolves, Aries and Young made the save, which set a 6-man tag that was won by Team MVP. Later on the show, MVP booked Bully Ray vs. EY with EC3 the special ref, which ended in a no contest when Bully kicked special referee EC3 in the face. MVP, Lashley and Kenny King beat them down until Samoa Joe returned and made the save. On June 5, Bully Ray, Erichs, Aries and Samoa Joe defeated MVP, Bobby Lashley, Kenny King and Ethan Carter III in a 8-man tag team first blood match. As Aries and Joe had been among MVP's harshest critics, they were put in matches against MVP associates King and Lashley respectively in singles matches at the PPV. MVP was later injured and not able to compete at the PPV. TNA announced on their website Friday before the PPV, that the match will now be a 3-way cage match for the title, with the winners of Samoa Joe vs. Lashley and Aries vs. Kenny King qualifying for the match. According to Pinsider, the original plans were to crown MVP as champion. On April 27, 2014 at Sacrifice, Dixie Carter cost Bully Ray a tables match against Bobby Roode, when Carter pushed Bully off the top rope and threw a table. On May 1, Bully Ray, seeking revenge against Dixie, vowed to put her through a table, and was about to do so when MVP appeared. MVP ordered Bully to let her go and banned both Dixie and Ray from the building. Over the following weeks, Bully Ray invaded TNA headquarters and Dixie Carter's home. On May 22, Dixie and Ethan Carter III came out to confront MVP and his alliance for their actions. But, when Bully Ray interrupted the confrontation, he was ultimately laid out by MVP's alliance and put through a table by EC3, setting up a match between Bully and EC3 at the PPV. On May 1, 2014, after just barely escaping a brawl with Abyss, former world champion Magnus was found packing his bags in the back and preparing to leave the arena. Bram, an old friend of Magnus arrived and decided to help him rediscover the violent and vicious ways of his youth. On the May 8 episode of Impact Wrestling, Willow defeated Magnus by disqualification when Bram attacked Willow, and beat him around ringside and handcuffed him to the ropes. Bram then beat Willow with a piece of the turnbuckle. On the June 5 episode of Impact Wrestling, Willow defeated Brown by disqualification when Magnus attacked Willow with a pry bar, setting up a match between Magnus and Willow at the pay-per-view. On May 1, 2014, Mr. Anderson attacked James Storm after Storm lost to Willow. This was retaliation for Storm costing Anderson a world title opportunity earlier in the night when Storm tried to attack Anderson's opponent Gunner and inadvertently hit Anderson. On May 22, Mr. Anderson challenged Storm to a drinking contest, then went on to attack him outside the bar. On the June 5 episode of Impact, Anderson impersonated Storm, with Storm's retro entrance music, then attacked Storm after he refused to grant him a match. After Anderson lost the brawl, the match was set for the pay-per-view. On May 29, 2014, TNA announced on their website that Texas wrestling legend Kevin Von Erich would accompany his two sons Marshall and Ross for their first ever nationally televised match at the pay-per-view. On June 11, TNA announced on their website that Slammiversary opening match will be a six-man ladder match for the TNA X Division Championship. The participants are X Division champions Sanada, Manik, Tigray Uno, Crazy Steve, and TNA World Tag Team champions Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. On June 12, Gail Kim defeated Madison Rayne and Brittany to become the new #1 contender. Setting up a match between Gail and Angelina at the PPV for the TNA Knockouts Championship. On June 8, TNA announced on their website that they will reveal their third inductee into the TNA Hall of Fame and Kurt Angle will make the announcement. The inductees were later revealed to be Team 3D. Results, see also. List of TNA pay-per-view events, TNA Slammiversary, references. External links, ImpactWrestling.com, Slammiversary.com.